William George Bonin, known as the Freeway Killer, was an American serial killer who operated in Southern California between 1979 and 1980. Bonin systematically targeted vulnerable young men and boys near major highways, ultimately convicted of 14 murders with a suspected victim count significantly higher. His modus operandi relied heavily on containment and psychological control before the murders were committed. But this analysis focuses on the breach in that system of control. This is the story of the few men who survived Bonin's vehicle. Once restrained, survival was defined by a single, terrifying truth. The only path to escape was to convert compliance into intelligence. The victim had to find a micro window of opportunity, a moment of distraction created by the freeway itself, and execute a violent, final gamble. This is the minute-by-minute account of how one captive used the killer's routine against him, trading safety for the hard asphalt of the freeway's shoulder. The survivor, who narrowly escaped Bonin after being abducted while hitchhiking, realized physical resistance was impossible. His strategy was a rapid shift to cognitive submission, creating a minimal emotional connection with the killer to buy time. The survivor focused on Bonin's vehicle, a distinctive car, and the terrain. When Bonin's attention lapsed due to road navigation, the survivor exploited the micro window of opportunity, abandoning his possessions to execute a tactical escape onto the freeway shoulder.
After about 30 minutes, a red Ford Pinto stopped for me. I opened the door and got in. The driver didn't say anything and just nodded when I said I wanted to go downtown. He wasn't physically imposing, but he was squat and well-built. He was clean-shaven with short hair, a swarthy-looking bloke. There was no recognizable smell in the car, but the bad vibe this man gave off was almost overpowering. A mile or so into the journey, the man started muttering under his breath, cursing Palestine and Israel. He didn't seem to notice that I was there. I told him that I didn't need to go any farther, and the car drifted to the side of the busy freeway and stopped. Suddenly, without a word, he took out a piece of cord, lunged across, and wrapped it around my neck. I thought, this is it, I'm dead. Somehow, I managed to get my fingers under the rope to stop him tightening it. He was strong, but out of desperation, I managed to pull it away. I twisted around in the seat and kicked out, catching him in the groin. He fell back and started shouting. I somehow opened the door and stumbled out. I lay there on the grass verge as he drove off, the car quickly disappearing. After a few moments, I saw a police cruiser and flagged it down. I got into the back of the car, told them the story, and showed them the rope burn mark on my neck. I was shocked to learn that they knew of 3 or 4 people on the loose who were going around killing hitchhikers. The police asked me to describe my attacker and told me it was likely I'd come up against a man called William Bonin, otherwise known as the Freeway Killer. After I described the car he was in and which way he went, the police asked me to get out and set off after him. It was the last I heard from the police about the incident. I was left standing on the side of the freeway in shock. The thought of hitching again made me sick, but I had no money and had to catch a ride back into town. I left Los Angeles shortly after that, hitching back across the country. Afterwards, when people did stop to offer me a lift, I'd talk to them first. Bonin was the only scary encounter I'd had in the months I spent hitching, so I decided that those were, in a way, good odds. He was caught 10 days after my escape. I heard the news on the radio and thought, thank God they got him. Bonin was later convicted of killing 14 people. As far as I know, I'm the only surviving victim. Years later, I still wake up in the middle of the night experiencing flashbacks. When I finally realize where I am, I'm always overwhelmed with gratitude to be awake, miles away from that highway.
This escape was a triumph of observation under duress. The survivor's detailed description of the car and the final route proved instrumental in Bonin's eventual apprehension 10 days later. His successful resistance was not defined by strength, but by calculating the risk of a final, desperate leap. He created an opportunity where none existed by remaining outwardly compliant until the single, fractional second of chance presented itself.